on the recent events with Dragonspine, as well as the event that's going on, the hippopotamus stasis thing, and basically like what our thoughts are on it, as well as any additional feedback. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the feedback I provided, because for me, I actually gave quite a bit this time around. And I think I put it in a constructive way too, about like the type of content that people feel like they're missing. And for me, I loved Dragonspine. I love the story that they included with Albedo. I love the interactivity with the new maps, and I think that that was successful with Mihoyo. And I think where we still are lacking is what happens when we're done with everything. Everything that's gated by some form of stamina, resource, whatever. We don't have a solve for that currently. We can grind materials, and they allow us to be able to do that, but what about, you know, talent up materials? What about character XP materials? I get that people may get bored of the content if you basically complete everything, but to a degree, I feel like that it can be implemented with less degree of severity. Endless grind fun when our resin is recharging. I 100% agree, and that was actually feedback that I delivered. Some areas that I've pulled kind of, I guess, like from other games is I played Summoner's War, and I really appreciated the monthly reset that they had for what was called Tower of Ascension, where you basically have level 1 through 100, you have normal mode, you have hard mode, and then they just recently introduced a hell mode. I don't play the game anymore, but when I did, I looked forward to that, and you had some of the most rewarding reset things that you could get. And, you know, every 10 layers you'd have like a boss or something. And I think that those are pretty amazing things to have. And it's something, I mean, that's kind of like how I guess Abyss is looked at right now, but Abyss is lacking in a lot of ways. Like, yeah, something with less drop rates, but grindable. And it seems like everybody's on like, they're fine with that, you know? Abyss is also kind of boring. Yeah, Abyss is super boring. It's super like repetitive. Like, honestly, for content creation, it's really boring to watch over and over and over again. Like, there's only so many times you can watch people like beat the content. And once you figure out your way through it, it's like, okay, there's really nothing to do. And realistically, you're only getting a total of 600 primogems every 2 weeks from it, which isn't a whole lot. I do appreciate I actually like the rewards more when you clear the level for the first time and you get like the artifact and stuff like that. Like, that to me is way more valuable than the primogems. And I think that like it requires a lot of materials to level to 90. And the thing is like, this is what they're forgetting, is like, let's say that they introduce something where we can level up easily, right? They could easily go into an evolution state of the game where it's like you have to evolve your character just to get it to level up past 90 to like 100, then to 110. Like, we see that with games all the time in the MMO saga. You know what I mean? Not saga, but series. Game type, category, whatever. So to me, it's like you can help people go from the bottom to where it is, like where the current ceiling is, and then just raise the ceiling. And there's so much things you can do. Like I keep thinking of, like, do you remember Kingdom Hearts Coliseum with like the, like where like you go through like the tournament from like 1 to 100, and like if you die, you have to restart at like floor 10 or whatever, like the 10th floor below it or whatever. That would be a super cool concept to do. And then you can even incorporate co-op into it, like a co-op tournament, like where you have to work with other people, or like an endless battle mode, like in 10 minutes, how many like endless hordes, like a horde mode, right? Where like how many enemies can you defeat within this period of time? And you get like multipliers to get like a high score, but you work together. So it's not like this like very difficult thing, and then they get scaled more difficult the more like hordes of enemies who go through. Okay, never played Kingdom Hearts. So there's basically like just like a staged tournament where you like, you basically, by the way, it's an amazing game. There's no time limit. Yeah, there's no time limit in the Coliseum concept I'm referring to. You basically just have to defeat them. There's just a level of difficulty with it. Like, maybe they deal more damage to us. Maybe the concept is to dodge. Maybe the concept is to utilize shields to protect yourself. You know? You could have, like, for this 10 floors, this is the modifier. And then you just have, like, it's one after the other, or you can, I guess, have it selected. Like, I would say, like, you select 10 floors and they one after the other spawn. Like where all, like, everything disappears, the thing in the center repopulates. You go after it again to start the next round, and you can do that up to the 10 rounds, and then you go to the next. You know, you can keep it in the same area if you want. You can add different areas. Like, it'd be cool as hell to have like a tournament over here, maybe a tournament out in the grasslands, a tournament in Dragonspine, where you have to deal with like the ice stuff, like what we did with the cryo ridge is fine. Then you have an area here in Liyue where, like, I don't know, maybe you're on the water here. Like, maybe you're in this center thing. That'd be dope. Like, this little centerpiece right here. Maybe you're chilling right here in the center, fighting a bunch of hordes of enemies, and you can fall in the water. I don't know. Something to change it up a little bit. I hope they're cooking something. They have to know it's a problem. They can't just release new characters forever. And that's the other thing too, right? Like, we have the other part that I provided feedback on is if you are going to create a divide in characters that most gacha games end up doing eventually, you are going to, you need to figure out how to close that divide, because there are people like me who've invested in this game from the start that don't want to feel like that one character. Like, had I started this game, you know, 4 months in, I would have had an OP character and not needed to invest in all these other characters. I could have literally just got that one and been set. Nobody wants to feel that way. So you better have a plan to bring the rest of them up. Like, a C6 Razor, a C6 Chongyun should be as powerful as a C0 5-star. It should just be that way. That's fair, because it still requires a lot of resources. It requires luck to an extent, but it's more manageable to get a C6 4-star than it is to get a C2 or C1 5-star. It's more obtainable. So that should tell you right there. And to me, I think that that's fair. Like, yeah, make C5 or make 5-star characters stronger, but make them stronger when you've leveled them up, because then it's like you almost just get a head start on your 4-star character whenever you land a new unit, which I think is great. But the fact that Razor can never dish out as much damage as a C0 Diluc just blows my mind. So kind of a tower battle mode that gives challenges. Kind of, yeah, like a tower battle mode. It would be like, you know, like kind of like how we have the bosses right now set up across the map, right? You have these certain areas that kind of give you this, you know, cool scene that you get to look at. It's different, right? It's not the same thing every single time, and you get a different scenery. Like, let's say that you go to the same location to start this, or you can start it from anywhere, right? Or let's just say they introduce some freaking Coliseum place, right? You go there, you say like, I want to go rounds 1 through 10, then 11 through 20, then 21 through 30, and all the way up to 100. And every 10th phase gives you a boss fight of some sort. Maybe it's a new type of enemy, you know? I think of like Dauntless, for example, right? Dauntless is a grand example of like how they kind of do these like tough mini boss fights and then a big boss fight. Like, that type of concept would be dope. And I get it's a mobile game, so we're kind of expecting a lot from it, but I mean, to me, I think they've already shown that it's possible to create such a vast world like this. I don't see it. I mean, if anyone's going to be able to do it, it would be them. They already have the structure for it. It's not like it would require a ton. You could, you know, still use the same enemies. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's just placing them in separate locations. And honestly, past a certain point, exploration becomes null and void other than to get resources. So like, they could easily condense maps at a certain point to be able to free up space for other areas, or they could just reduce graphic intensity in certain areas, because what's the point in having, you know, 10 gigs of graphics being utilized in this area that maybe 5% of the population is traveling in? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it might capture people's attention as a first playthrough, but to me, like, knowing that there's so much endgame content at a certain point would be worthwhile of getting through like the minor graphic downfall that they would be facing to accomplish that. So I think there are things that they can do with resource management to make those things happen, to free it up. Razor could do as much as like if he was pyro, right? Yeah, basically. And then that's a negative thing, right? And I'm glad you mentioned that, because the other part is you got to do something with electro, geo, anemo, and honestly cryo. Like you need to do something to bring them to the same capability that like pyro and hydro have. Like it's great that basically if you have a hydro or a pyro DPS, you're doing as much damage. Now I understand Ganyu kind of sets a different example for that, and maybe that's what they were trying to do, but I think that it's not a concept that's replicable to any cryo unit. It's only because of her scaling. So doing that to her, just it creates a divide within the element class, and it also creates a confusion about what they're consistently going to be doing moving forward. And it doesn't solve the actual problem. It just, it's basically like slapping a band-aid on it. Well, hey, you said that cryo doesn't do as much damage as this other one because of the 1.5% rather than 2% bonus, but it's like, okay, but the problem is it's not that there's not a unit that can do it. It's not that we want a cryo DPS. We have a cryo DPS. We have Chongyun, and he's been weak up to this point. And even me, like, I love maining Chongyun. He's fantastic, and you can make him fantastic, but it requires a very niche setup that you have to work harder than you would need to be able to accomplish the same thing with a pyro or hydro character, and that's the problem. Another dope thing I was thinking they could add is a separate type of character quest that once you get the character affinity to a certain high extent, you can rank up or slightly buff characters. See, Led, that's a perfect idea. I think that's a great idea. Like, give us challenges, like, you know, like kind of like they did with the relationships, right? Like the relationship level. I think that's a smart idea, like how much you use them, like kind of like a mastery system in place, but actually have like long-term tangible goals that feel like positive when you accomplish them. Or create certain buffs. Like now I'm kind of starting to go into like the Dauntless world, but Dauntless did a fantastic class system, like mastery boost, where like you would hit certain mastery classes from using certain weapons and doing like, you know, specific long-term goals, like total damage with that weapon type. Like what if you did like total damage with this unit over there, you know, and if you hit that mark, maybe you get like, I don't know, plus 10 attack or some shit like that, you know? Can he do as much as Kaching's C0? Ooh, Razor? Oh, I definitely believe that he could. I think it would be different though. From an electro standpoint, I don't think it's possible, but I think from if you do the physical damage setup, yes. But again, it requires setup. Hey yo, what's good, dude? What up, Atif? Welcome in, dude. You coming in here to give us some of those weird flexes again? Be like, I got like 7 Deluxe in my absence. Don't you worry, Mur. Nah, but I definitely agree with all of you when we say that they need to give us some kind of like repeating content that doesn't feel lackluster in what we get for it. Like I don't mind grinding. I think that when you don't give us worthwhile rewards, there's no motivation to grind. You know why I say that though, Atif. You always coming in, you flex, and you be like, "Yo, dude, I got Venti on the banner. I got Venti on this banner, bro. I got him on my 11th summon of this banner. It was insane." And then everyone's like, "How the fuck you get Venti on this banner?" You'd be like, "I don't know, dude. I broke it, but I got him." Not to mention, I got 7 other Deluxe just a minute ago. What about Chu? Welcome. Okay, so we finished that. What do I need to do? Dude, I didn't use any of my resin today. I actually hit 160 today, and I was like, I logged in and like, I grabbed condensed resin so fast. I'm not excited. I'm not looking forward to this stupid Hypostatic Symphony. That's another problem. That was the most BS event. Biggest flex free to play, bro. I don't even want to talk about it. You win that battle like 1,000 times. something that I've been annoyed by, guys. Okay, so here's my dilemma right now. Okay, another fix I should have mentioned. Stop making it geo, cryo, electro, pyro damage percentage. Make elemental damage percentage a thing and just simplify the shit out of your artifacts, because you know your artifact BS is getting old. I'm over it. I'm over wasting resin every day to get another HP percentage cup. Okay. I just like, I'm not even joking, guys. I still have yet to come across a 5-star geo. Like you can look at this. Look how many gold this is nuts. None of them are geo. There's like, I don't even know how many layers there are here. There's a lot of, there's like enough layers to make an onion. That's true. I didn't even think about Bennett. The subs were trash. You did have a good point though. I'm just saying, like, it's always HP. Like, we get it. Lots of people got HP. Like, HP defense. Don't get me wrong. Not a terrible substat on that. Your damage is nice. This one's also really nice. Just don't have like a need for that specifically. I'm literally even, I don't even have a 4-star geo. Now there is part of me that I kind of want to get. I haven't messed with getting certain characters to 4-star yet. Like they're literally right there. I just have to go get their stuff. And that is xiangling. I was gonna do this one because all the essential materials you should already have from leveling it, so it should be just like an easy thing. But again, resource management. So this was the last one I was going to work on for now. I think the rest of them are all ready to just be leveled when I get the resources for it. Yeah, they are. I do need to get xiangling taken care of sooner or later. I just keep like putting it off. Once I get Xiao, I'm only building perfect substats since I'll take it slow. Yeah, that's a good point. Do you guys even know who you're going to be messing around with Xiao? Like who you're going to pair him up with? I'm still kind of like contemplating that piece. Like I see Jinchi being really powerful. I see Fischl being very powerful with him. I see, honestly, even Albedo. Oh wait, no, like not Albedo, because that's on a 2-second timer. I'm thinking either Chi-Chi. Or I just don't think Barbara. Like I don't really like Barbara as a healer. Actually, I'd probably say Bennett. Bennett's probably gonna be solid with him. In the open world, Fischl and Xingqi probably. 1.3 might be dry, except for the fact that the story quest for Chao and Hutao. That is true. I think that they were banking on that though. It's probably Zhongli. Okay, I can see it, especially with the buffs. I'm just gonna go finish these two really quick, and we'll do the hippostatic thing. Basically, they'll just build everyone around him, so I'll try a lot of things. Yeah, I'm honestly, I wish I had Jean for that purpose. I'm actually scared I'm not gonna get him. Like, I feel like I'm gonna hit pity and get a different character. I feel like the game's gonna look at me and do that. It's gonna be like, you get your 5th Chi-Chi. I'm gonna be like, I'm so upset, but I can almost self-res my entire team. I mean, he actually does some pretty decent damage now. And he's taking these shields down a lot faster than he used to. So wait, does geo damage do more damage versus shields? Because I could never get a confirmation on that, but like even this this dungeon level states that you want to take Geo with you, and I couldn't figure out if there was a reason for that, if it had to do just with shielding yourself against them or doing additional damage towards shields. Bro, I do not have a C4 Chi-Chi. I have a C3 Chi-Chi. The game literally wants me to build Chi-Chi. Like, I'm not kidding you. Every time I hit a, like, pity roll on the off pity, the game gives me Chi-Chi. It's happened. I've literally gotten her 4 times. She was my first 5-star. I know. But hey, I'm not upset about it, okay? Chi-Chi is incredible. Like, I mean, she's the reason I built Razor. But, like, I'm not gonna complain about it. I mean, could there have been better units? Absolutely. But it's 3 more 5-stars lost. That's true. But I mean, at the same time, though, like, what is she looking at right now? Thing is, though, is that she deals additional damage if I need to heal. So, like, in late game content, she's going to be good for scaling through late game content. This helps her get her burst, which her burst turns everybody into a healer. This is the only one I really care about. C4, and then C6 is obviously just going to be nice. Like, just having a fucking team revival, that's just insane. Like, it'll be insane if you ever need clutch moves. And to me, like, in Abyss content, late game, if they ever increase the difficulty rating and stuff. But I personally, like, I'm a huge fan of Chi-Chi. And she's helped my content grow so much. I can't diss her because, like, she's the reason that I'm even on the map from a content perspective right now. So I've got, like, a love relationship for her and what she's done for me. And a lot of people love Chi-Chi. I love Chi-Chi. I think she's a fantastic unit. I think a lot of people give her, like, they throw her a lot of shade, but she's a solid, she's probably the best support in the game. She doesn't play, I mean, she plays a double role for physical damage builds, which will be beneficial for certain units. Maybe not all of them right now, but even in the future. And she basically can create some of the most sustainable heals. So, like, when she does that move right there, where she marks them, imagine Chow, right? Let's say you put Chow with her. In this state, for the amount of time that this is going, he will be able to self-sustain all the way to full health the entire time. And she's got energy recharge built into her constellation kit, so it's going to help her maintain it and get it back. And she has the spinning ball orb thing for 15 seconds on top of that. So both her burst and her skill actually feed that heal and will just make it more powerful. So you wouldn't need 2 healers, whereas most people are saying that you would. You would just need her, in my opinion, I guess. Good that they're making adjustable difficulty, though. I do agree with that. I think that they can play around with it, but, like, make the rewards accessible by everybody, because, like, putting it all on expert with this many modifiers, it's just really hard. Playing on mobile, how the rage I feel, I can 100% understand it. The moment that I saw the first one, and I was like, they're really gonna make it that fucking hard. Like, when I figured out you had to have 20,000, I was like, there's no way, dude. Like, I even have, like, pretty much all 5-star weapons in this battle right now. Yeah, I literally do have all 5-star weapons, and it's not possible. Like, it's, like, barely possible. By the way, guys, I've been going through and doing an overhaul. It seems like last night's video was actually, like, really got a lot of love, but then it got a lot of hate all of a sudden. Like, everyone was like, yeah, I like this video, and then, like, 5 people came in and they're like, fuck you, Murrh. But it seems like it's gotten a lot of love, so I'm really excited about that. I'm glad that people are enjoying that. I never thought I'd make a tier list, but I actually went back through and watched it last night, and I was like, wow, I actually had some, like, really good things to say about every character. Even, not Amber. Amber, she was in the delicious column, but I had good things to say about the D column. With, like, Noelle, and, I didn't really talk much about Lisa. I don't know much about Lisa. I just feel like Electro in itself right now already has 2 main DPS, and her is a support DPS. It just, I don't see Electro being a good support DPS, unless I guess you're working with a Hydra group. Just hasn't been as a powerful of a synergy for me. Like, I guess you have Fischl too. Fischl's just kind of, it's, you throw her bird out and then you can pretty much attack from anywhere. Whereas Lisa, you're holding her ability just to put it out. So it's like, I just don't have much to say about her. She's not that exciting. But I'm glad that we could talk about some of the things we wish that were coming to the game. And, you know, I hope that some of the insights that I provided you and like the feedback I delivered resonates with what you guys also think about the game. I really want this game to continue to enrich itself because I think there's a lot of value in what it brings to the table. And I think that they need to stop focusing on the excitement and the money making. They need to focus more on giving free to play content and continuing to give it in a way that feels repetitive to an extent where it's like long term. Like finally we can see long-term growth. We can build all of our level 20 units and get those, you know, those free 1 summons, because those are really going to add up. But more importantly, we can try out new team builds and really enjoy messing around with different team comps and understand synergies better. Electro is the only element without a healer. I wish they have one. Sayahida, I actually 100% agree with that as well. We definitely need a healer that's in that class. You know, that tower thing with hordes of enemies and a lot of force could help us see which teams are the most versatile. That's also true if you can't switch teams during. And I hope that that's a step in the right direction. But like this hypostasis one, like they're repeating content with some things. Like they have the marvelous thing, which I'm like, I don't like, cool. You want us to go pick some fucking flowers and give them to you for a fucking, I don't know, core lapis. Yeah, the character drop rate and material resin rate is imbalanced in my opinion. I agree. This is my thing though. Honestly, I don't even care much about the characters right now. Like, the characters mean less to me than the gameplay. Like, if you continue to give me content, then, or like content that I can continuously go through, I would be happy. But the fact that there is no content kind of gives you that inkling of like, wow, I just want something new. And so you're like, man, maybe I should just try a different character, because then you can mess around with a new character for a while, figure out different builds, figure out new ways of thinking about your teams. And you start just kind of playing around with it. And it's like, then you realize like, it's really, you're paying for more content by getting the character. And then you can't build the character, which is just kind of dumb. So those are just some of my views on it anyways. Wait, was that a chest? Shit, how did I miss that? Yeah, these filler events are just, they're super petty. And like, I would rather have a thought through event rather than you just trying to do something to fill time. Like, I'd be fine just playing, like getting online, playing for maybe an hour a day, you know, until you came up with something really, really good that I'm really going to like love. Like, I would give you the opportunity to do that, but continuing to just deliver short end content that doesn't, it just feels like it's not fulfilling. I don't know, like over time, like that's what I'm going to expect from you every, you know, week. I'm gonna expect you to give me 60 primogems a day in some fashion, whether I have to work an hour and a half to get it, or I can't play on mobile to get it, you know? But now, like let's say this is a perfect example right here, guys. Like where I'm at right now in the game, right? I have 20 resin to my name. Okay, it's like a $20 bill, right? I can't run any dungeon that we currently have available to us for repeated content. I can't run any mini bosses. I can't run any higher level mini bosses, I guess. I can't run talent book ups. I can't do abyss content other than, I guess, trying to get 50 additional primogems. There's literally no point in me trying to go for the Hypostatic Symphony past the reward gate. And there's no exploration rewards other than to find 2 primogems and maybe some like green materials for weapons. So like there's literally nothing I can do. Oh, and then this Dragon Spine, I've already finished Dragon Spine. So just, there's nothing. Feels more like drugs than a game. Dude, 100%. Like, they want us to be online, buy shit, then log off. And then just be addicted. Funk, you just explained the digital marketing industry. How long, bro? Big fan of Genshin Impact. Oh, what up, Krishna? Welcome. You're from India? That's awesome. I'm really glad to meet you. I don't know why I said it like that. That sounded really dumb, but I'm really excited to meet you. It's late. I'm like sitting here like, I'm really glad to meet you. That's not any form of proper English at all. Better to have more lures or place to explore. You know what? Actually, there is one thing you guys can work on in the end game. I just thought about it too. You can work on getting your friendship level to 10. You just said it, the lore, right? Get your friendship level to 10. You want to know the best reward you get in doing that? You get to read. You get to read about the characters even more. You get some voice acting. You get to deepen that relationship really to the heart, you know what I mean? But like, for real, they need to give us... I want to build these characters and actually use them a little bit. Honestly, the lore is interesting, but the world feels empty and we have no guilds. You know what? Give us guilds and everything else will be complete. It'd be kind of sick to do a PvP combat too. I think all that shit would be dope. But like even tonight, right? Like I got on, I played for probably, what, an hour and a half now? I got all of my shit completed in a day. At end game, I found 2 chests. Got my 4 primos worth, you know? I mean, I don't even really care about the summons as much, but like... I don't know, like I love the concept. I did give them kudos on the Festering Desire thing. I thought that was a very intelligent move. It made it very rich. Dragon Spine to me was a fantastic move. Do not get me wrong, fantastic move. But then it ended abruptly and I was sad all over again. I was like, bro, like, how can you build this beautiful world and not build anything repeatable in it? Give us this amazing, like, discovery, like all these new places, secrets, and then it's just gone. I've gone there maybe for 5 minutes since I ended the campaign there. Just destroyed me. I'm not gonna lie, Razor and Chang'an together actually aren't terrible like I thought they would be. Like I thought it would be like... I mean, it's not the best, but it makes it really easy. I never thought about this. So it's just this all. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, it was super fun to explore. I loved exploring it. I felt like literally it was like super intuitive. But then there was that shit with the dragon's heart eye thing. Did we even do anything with that? I don't even remember. Damn it, you're gonna make me climb. I don't have a ranged unit right now. Come on, Bennett, don't die again. Hazuka! Hadouken! That shit. Magic. Dropped him. Only took 5 years. I guess you have to start the game in 3 years to get all the content. Yeah. That's true. Not enough co-op so we can chill and roleplay in the world. Dude, that'd be so dope too. They just have so many things they could do. I think the problem too is that it's a mobile game. And like, that's a huge restriction for the PC side of things. Like, we just want more. But like, dude, as beautiful as this place looks, I would be okay with you making this just look like a wall to give me hours and hours of content. I would accept my new walls. You know what I mean? But for all of you tonight, I just want to say thank you so much for coming by. I really, really, really appreciate all of you. Seriously, I've loved coming on and going live with Genshin content for all of you, and I continue to do it each night just because all of you are so supportive, and I'm really glad that we're starting to build a community on the YouTube side, and I'm excited to continue exploring that. And I appreciate your support even with other games that I've been playing, other content that I've been trying to explore, and other ways I've been trying to give back to the YouTube community. It means a lot. I know that I've kind of got a weird diversified like aim focus for content at times, but I will always continue to go back to what you guys like to see. But I'm really glad we can talk about some of the changes come to the game. I'm glad we can provide some feedback to the game on a regular basis. It seems like they have listened to a degree up to this point. I'm just hoping that the consistent message comes through. Oh, what up, oof? Oh, fam. I was just about to go to bed. Oof. Big oofsters. You always catch me when I'm logging off. Yes, it was really wonderful to meet you. Thank you so much for coming by. I hope to see you again. I'd love to call you guys out. And whenever I do the live streams, I try to keep in any of the times where I like appreciate all of you locally. In the last video, I gave some appreciation to each of you. Oof. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me. Always coming in at the last minute. I miss you, though. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate seeing you. I miss saying oof randomly. Like, oof. Just a big oof. But make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Go ahead and like this video if you haven't already so other people can see it. Comment below any questions or tips you might have for others. I'm just fucking with you. I hope all of you guys have a fantastic night. I appreciate all of you for everything, and I'll catch you guys later.